It's not often when a silver coin is struck at the crossroads of international history, pop culture, and athletic achievement, but today is no ordinary day. Today we are looking at a bullion coin I recently purchased from AppMex. On the surface it's beautiful and evokes multinational nostalgia. We will be putting it on our 60-point scale to see if it's right for you and your collection. But before we get to that, we need to understand the context of which this coin was inspired. It was October 30th, 1974, and halfway across the world in the sweltering heat of Zaire, Africa, were two men about to make history. It was a fight that would go down as one of the greatest spectacles the world has ever seen. It was a fight that would pit strength against strategy, power against pride, and what followed, well, that is what made it unforgettable. In corner one stood George Foreman, a man whose fists were like sledgehammers. He knocked out everyone who dared step in the ring with him. He was young, he was powerful, and he was feared. A knockout machine, this man was on top of the world. But even a mountain, my friends, have a peak. And there was another man who, for all his flair and charisma, had a stubborn streak of resilience that just wouldn't quit. In the other corner was a man named Muhammad Ali, a man who many thought had already seen his best days. Ali, you see, was 32 years old. He spent years out of the ring, banned from boxing for refusing to fight in the Vietnam War. And yet, when he finally returned, some said the magic was gone. They said that he was washed up, and they said that Foreman would destroy him. But you see, Ali didn't need to be the strongest man in the ring. He just needed to be the smartest one. He was a showman, a poet, a strategist who knew that to win, you didn't always have to hit harder. You just had to outthink your opponent. And that's exactly what he did. Ali's plan was simple. Let Foreman tire himself out. The rope-a-dope, as they called it. Ali leaned back on the ropes, letting Foreman swing and miss and land hits, exhausting himself with every single blow. Round after round, Foreman rained down punches, and Ali took it all in while the crowd watched in disbelief. All the while, Ali was conserving his energy, waiting for the moment where he knew the gas had left the tank of George Foreman. And then, in the 8th round, after 7 rounds of fists flying as if thrown from a hurricane, boom! Ali, with the precision of a poet and the power of a thunderclap, struck. In a flurry of punches, George Foreman was down, just like that. It was more than a victory. It was a statement. A statement that no matter how big, no matter how strong, you can always be beaten by wit, by will, and by heart. Ali didn't just reclaim his title, he reclaimed his legacy. And in doing so, he made history. It wasn't just a boxing match, my friends. This was the Rumble in the Jungle, and it changed the world. And that, as they say, is the rest of the story. As you can see, when we look at this coin, we stare into the iconic history of boxing while also tickling Americana and international acclaim. But is this coin right for your collection? Well, let's place it on our 60-point scale to find out. Before we address the obverse, we must talk about the amazing TEP or tamper-evident packaging. As you can see, this package is quite vivid. The black, yellow, and green pop in coordination with each other, and this is the same scheme that was found on the original promotionals for the fight. Clever choice there. Our eyes then find themselves in a really cool design of the coin. We see the block font stating Rumble in the Jungle, enclosing the feathered penmanship of Muhammad Ali. At the bottom we see tapping gloves, which is customary to start a fight. This tap, however, seems to be rather electric, indicating the elevated energy of the bout. I love everything about the obverse and its packaging, and I scored a 10. Now we move to the reverse, and what a clever move we have. We have the license information top left, and on the right we see the continent of Africa, which was common for the promotional materials of the fight. We see across the Sahara the date of the fight, as well as realize that Madagascar did not make it on this imagery and apparently has fallen into the ocean. Our eyes now fall to the coin, where we see the $2 denomination, leading us to the ornate seal of Niue, who is known for quality and copious themes in bullion coinage. We see the year as 2023, and then in a really cool feature, we have the corner of a boxing ring, which is a brilliant use of negative space. One detraction I have is the mirrored background. I always seem to feel that large amounts of mirrored finish look a bit unfinished. It is not bad in design, but a little texture could really help elevate the negative space, and I scored an 8. Now we travel to Mintage. We've seen many great coins fall in this category due to high mintage numbers. This coin, according to my research, is limited to just 2,500 coins, which is far below what I was expecting it to be, and scores a perfect 10, which is an extremely rare number for mintage of bullion coins. Cultural significance is next. We have a couple of areas of direct culture, being the USA and Zaire, but we also have indirect cultural significance in times such as these, as this was a fight heard round the world. It was one of the first major sporting events to be broadcast live in a global context, furthering the globalization of sports and increasing the reach of boxing. This being said, the direct influence of the significance of this coin has for Niue is little other than financial in selling the coin, but an argument can be made that in 1974 through today, the stories of this event could have inspired many, so I scored a neutral 5. Collectibility is our next area. We have a highly collectible theme at the junction of history, pop culture, and sporting. We have a good design and a very low mintage. The only issue, mind you it's a little bit of a big one, is that this is an APMEX exclusive. So if you do not see this on my channel or happen to see it at the APMEX website, you likely don't even know it exists, which in my mind narrows the scope of potential purchasers. Therefore, I scored an 8. Our last area is uniqueness. Though there are a handful of Ali-based coins, this is completely unique in that it highlights a legendary fight rather than a fighter. Yes, it does have Ali's name, signature, and license, but this is all about the spectacle of the Rumble of the Jungle, which there are none quite like it. So I scored a 10, bringing to our final thoughts and score. This cool coin jabs across the line at an elite 51 out of 60, meaning even decades after the Rumble in the Jungle, this coin is more than relevant for collections around the world. It tells many stories and echoes the spectacle of Muhammad Ali. Thank you for joining us today, and as always, please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.